Hey, what's been happening, guys? Been a long time. As you can see, my hair's it's not as long as it's always been. I know you guys saw me cut it. It actually, I don't think I've only cut it once or twice since I actually cut it off in, what was it, November? Actually, I've only cut it that one time. I only cut it at that one time. I cut it down. I haven't actually cut it since then, so now it's getting a little straggly. But I keep getting a lot of comments and things like that on videos if I was going to keep making some videos, so I figured I would start back up making videos for you guys. I am not growing my hair back out, so if that's what the kind of videos you guys were looking for, I am not going to be doing that. I enjoy my hair short, even though I haven't got it cut. I'll get it cut on Friday. Actually, I'm going to put my sunglasses on. I don't want to be rude, but the sun's really, really bright in my eyes right now. Actually, I got my sun visor I can put down, and maybe that'll help you guys. I don't like to not have my eyes visible so that you guys can read that I'm telling the truth. But anyways, yeah, man, a lot has happened in the last couple months since I made my last video. We have so much stuff going on, and I just figured I'd kind of cue you guys into what's been going on. Pretty sure you guys know my wife is already pregnant. My wife's pregnant. She got pregnant in July. We're having a boy due at the end of March, and then I have the car dealership that I own. 50-50 partners with my cousin in that one. That one we've actually really gotten going really, really well. And right now it brings in about 60 to 70,000 in profit for him and I to split. Just kind of depends on the month. But that's kind of where that one's at. So we're actually opening a second location. I think it's about 10 to 15 miles north of that one location, just a different city. And the cities go from the cities usually, like, there's kind of like a break where the type of dealerships that we have, which is a buy here pay here dealership, the break in it is where there's a lot of them up in this one city, and then there's a lot in our city where we're currently at. So if we move it from our current city and we have a second location in that other city, people don't tend to go past that one city because they can get that, even though we offer probably the best, in my opinion, deal on any cars and on any type of payment system, since we offer that. I think they should come down to us, but they really tend not to, because a lot of times they don't even have a car. They're taking the bus and everything, and it costs them a little extra money to get down here. So we're gonna move up there. We're gonna open a second location up there. We've been working with our salesman. There's been a lot of stuff going on for me with that. As you might be able to notice, my acne is pretty much cleared up for the most part. This looks like acne, not acne. That's my cut. My son was scratched me in the face. I think it was yesterday, man. Saturday. Sorry, today's Monday. He scratched me in the face on Saturday when we were goofing off. So he thought that was what I was trying to do, play Wolverine or something. I don't know. But my daughter was goofing off with me and smacking me in the face, so he came up and just scratched me in the face. I was like, dude, what the heck are you doing? But anyways, kids are doing good. Son is 4 now, and my daughter is 2. And then we'll have the other one coming in, and then yeah, so if anybody's interested on what I did to help clear my acne, my wife actually has got good skin, and for whatever reason I was really stupid and didn't actually ever just ask her what she did. So she kind of just bought me stuff that she used to use. Like right now she does something like super simple and basic, and I was just always like, yeah, that shit ain't working for me, because I always get acne no matter what. And she's like, oh, well, why don't you do what I did before I started doing this the easy regimen that she has now, which I don't know if it just kind of, basically, I don't know what she did to get, I'm assuming what she did is what I'm doing now, but I don't know for how long, maybe 10 years, who the hell knows, I don't really know. But she got really good skin now, and I always struggled with it, but I haven't had pimples in a while now, except for where I grab my chin right here. I do that a lot, so sometimes I get one right here, like with the goatee thing is, and then I've been getting them a little bit down here where I've been shaving a little bit, so it doesn't stop the neck. I'd rather them on my neck than my face, though, I'll tell you that. It's a lot easier to just hide them on my neck. But yeah, if anybody's interested, anybody struggles with that, I know it's a pain in the ass, man. It is hugely annoying. Now, I'm 33 and getting that shit still pisses me off, but I figured I was gonna just kind of cue you guys in and talk to you guys about about how things are going with my life. I know you guys followed me a lot. I really appreciate that. It was pretty awesome. You guys followed me through my 2-year journey there for my long hair. And I keep getting comments and stuff about how things are going. So maybe I'm thinking about maybe just kind of open the channel back up and talking to you guys about, you know, how things are going really, I mean, in my life. And so that was kind of the brief overview of what's kind of going on. And maybe I can tell you guys about, I mean, if anybody's interested in entrepreneurial shit, I mean, we do have the business going. It actually runs by itself, so we have an employee there. So the business makes, like I said, it makes 60 or so thousand a year. I mean, we've been open for a year, and that's kind of how much profit we made in year one. And that's with paying employees to do it. So we don't actually even go to the business very often anymore. So it's really up, and that's why we're open to the second location, because it's kind of up and running without any need for me to be there anymore, right? So when we initially got it open, we opened in September of last year. I was pumping in 60 hours there and 60 hours at my other job here, where I work as a financial analyst. And I went through all of that, and then we got around to about May or June. Things really started cranking up and picking up for us. We were doing really good, and then we hired a guy in July, and he's been just running pretty much after like 2 to 3 months. We really, no offense to him, he's just not the best at that job. So he's pretty much forced our hand in becoming like in automating so much of the process that literally we could hire a teenager to come in and run the car lot. That's how crazy it is. My cousin and I worked our asses off to get it to where it is. We constantly coming up with ideas to make this process automated. And now literally you just, I mean, we've even talked about just franchising them, because I mean, it's so simple the way that we've got it set up. I mean, anybody could literally open up a car dealership and do it, and you could have an employee pretty much running the show for you. The only thing is that we haven't been able to, it's hard to teach trust, you know what I mean? Like it's hard to gauge that too when you got an employee, right? Because, you know, we're bringing in cash, and what do we bring in? Probably about $20,000 in cash a month. And so you've got to make sure nobody's stealing that from you. It's a big deal. It's a huge, I mean, he hasn't yet. We check the numbers every single day. And we got a good employee there. He's, like I said, he's not really good at the job, but he's trustworthy and stuff like that. So, we might consider, trying to figure out what we're going to do next, in terms of getting a better salesman up there, to where, you know, it's not as, I mean, he's really good at what he does in terms of like the phone calling to the customers. He knows about cars and stuff like that. He's not a good salesman. He's not really good with the paperwork. I mean, that's really the only struggle we have. We've made it very simple to do the paperwork. He just doesn't understand it. And so that's just, he's done, I mean, he's sold over 100 cars and he still messes up the paperwork. I mean, and it's like, I don't know how many times you have to repeat the same exact process, because the process is super simple. It's like 12 pieces of paper, because we've narrowed it down to just the most important piece of paper is all the ones we need to do. They sign like on one piece of each one of the pieces of paper, and then from there, I mean, we've got all the stuff for our tax tag and title that he has to charge, and it's literally straight off the DMV website. And so we just basically have the 4 or 5 scenarios, and he still seems to mess it up. It's like, but I mean, he's not the brightest of cats, unfortunately. He even says that, right? So, so with him being like that, we were able to really fine tune everything with the business. And yeah, so I mean, it's actually worked out really well. And we figure if we had somebody, you know, in there that was pretty competent, decently competent, we could actually it would basically run itself. Now, the only thing we do have to do is we go to the auction every Tuesday. And so if you see on my other channel, you will see that auction stuff. But yeah, I mean, otherwise, guys, I mean, it is pretty awesome for me right now. Everything's going really well. We're trying to get the business overall to our overall goal is we want to have 10 car lots, right? So that's the overall goal, and that's a long-term play, right? It's like a 10-year play. Maybe more, maybe less. Hopefully we're hoping 10 lots in 10 years. We got this one up and running, stabilized. We're hoping that we didn't do very well in tax season last year. We had just opened, and we had we didn't do it right. We didn't know what people were looking for and what they really wanted. So we fixed that problem, we believe. So this tax season should be pretty solid for us. And then we're going to go from there. And hopefully with the money we make, it only cost about, with our system, if you had $30,000, you could open up a car lot pretty comfortably and be making within a year the 60 to 80,000. If you wanted to run it yourself and you didn't want to pay an employee, you could be making about $85,000 to $90,000 yourself. And if you're actually a decent salesperson, you could make more than that. But even if you being a crap, our guy is a crappy salesman, but yeah, you could make probably close to 100,000 in your first year. I mean, with only 30 grand, it's pretty great investment. If you wanted to just have somebody do it for you, basically run it for you, so you have no hours into it. Like I put very little hours into it. I do Facebook Live videos and things like that, just for marketing purposes. But I don't do anything really for the business. I mean, paperwork wise or anything like that. We have a lady that does all that. We contract her in. She runs in, grabs the paperwork, does all that, does that at the DMV for us. And that's where we found out that we got a lot of issues because he keeps not charging the right things, and we're like, dude, you make us pay their tax and tags now, man. They're supposed to pay that to the state. So needless to say, that is the only thing we haven't figured out how to do, is to make sure he puts the numbers down. I don't know what else we could do other than typing it in for him ourselves. We literally have it printed right there. We tell him just to take his time doing the deal, because it only takes us 20-30 minutes to sell a car total. And it's like, dude, just take your time, my friend. Take your time. Review the paperwork. Make sure you're doing it right. And he messes it up every time. Every single one. Not every one. Maybe like 8 out of 10, which might as well be every one of them. Especially when you're dealing with that stuff and you got people to come back in and sign paperwork. It's kind of annoying if he would just listen. And he would just listen and look, just like what he's doing. Just pay attention for just a few minutes. He would get it. You enter in their information right off their driver's license. Then you enter in the tax and tag information and you're done. It's like literally like 4 things you have to fill out on the price of the car, and then their driver's license, you read it right off of it. I mean, it's insane. It's insanely easy now. And we're in Florida, so that's kind of how we got it set up, guys. So yeah, maybe I'll give you guys info on how the business is going and where we're headed. So hopefully that maybe if you guys are trying to be entrepreneurs, I mean, I'm more than welcome to, if that's what you guys are interested in. I can tell you how I did it and what we do and what we've learned from, because we used to have an expensive dealership and it didn't work out very well. Went to the buy here, pay here, got a plan, got a system, and it works out amazingly. I couldn't be more happy with the way that it's running. So with that, guys, I'm going to sign off. I appreciate everybody that's been asking where I was. This is where I am. I'm still doing it, hustling every day, and hopefully you guys are also doing it. If you're growing your hair out, that is freaking awesome. I love short hair. I love long hair. I enjoy my short hair better only because it's less work for me. My hair used to get really greasy and all sorts of stuff, and I just feel like I look better with short hair, so it's just one of those personal preferences. But both were great, I'll be honest with you. So if you're going through growing your hair out, keep doing it, dude, because I actually think everybody should do it. I mean, let their hair grow for at least 2 years every single time. I mean, at least once in their life, because it's awesome. It's a cool experience. You meet a lot of cool people that have similar hairstyles as you or haircuts as you, and you know they've gone through the journey. So yeah, guys, with that, I'm going to end the video. Once again, I appreciate everybody that followed me, and if you guys, like, subscribe, and share, comment what you guys want to see me talk about. Now that I see you guys still curious about what's going on with me, I will do videos if you guys want to keep this thing going, and we can kind of keep chatting back and forth. But I'm gonna take off. I'm gonna go get some lunch, and you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.